Hey there, super friends. It's Joey with Last Point Gaming. Today is Wednesday, January 15th, 2020. How y'all doing today? Hopefully my phone doesn't die on the way home. It looks like we're up to 6%. We started at 5% when I got in the car. And I have it plugged in through the cigarette lighter thingy charger stuff. Guess it's not cool to have cigarette lighters in your car anymore. I never liked those stupid things anyway. Like, I always felt they were more hazardous to, like, try to drive and light your cigarette at the same time than a traditional lighter. But that's just me. Anyway. Also, I listened to Monday's episode and the episode from last Monday. I was really fired up and quite sweary. Sorry about that. I'm actually, like, making an effort to be better about that on here. But, you know, I'm in this new place, I'm getting the lay of the land, and everybody's, like, real nice and, like, a chit-chat with people and everything. But there's not people grumbling at their computer all day, and there's most certainly not people yelling profanity at their computer, which I kind of miss, I'm not gonna lie. So I've been really conscious about my language in the office, and I don't know, I think the sailor talk just kind of pent up and needed a place to go. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what happened. I was listening to it and I'm like, wow. Even I'm kind of offended past Joey. What did you do? But anyway, so the super cool Theros Beyond Death preview streamer events going on right now. I was listening in on Jim's stream because he was the first person that I follow that went live with it. And I did see Corey Baumeister went live, and I went to pop over to his stream and check it out, but it was on the waiting stream. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. It's nice when streamers are like, okay, I'm going live, and they put a short, like, going live in thing to kind of give people a chance to get there and whatnot. Not like immediately start when they go live. But 15 minutes is a little much. At least to me. And everybody in the world could disagree with me, and that's cool, because, you know, nobody has to do things just to make me happy. But anyway, so I went back to Jim's stream. He was playing this mono Black Devotion deck that just looks amazing. Like, you know, I was just listening to him play because I'm already working at my new job and got another bug that came back to me. Oh, I got one that came back to me this morning. Or was that yesterday? I think it was yesterday afternoon. There was no client-side validation on the page, so when they asked for validation, I assumed they meant server-side validation, so that's what I did. They wanted client-side validation, so that's been fixed. And this other one that got bounced back to me is for a completely different issue than the bug that was listed. So, I don't mind fixing it, but I don't think it counts as an extension of this bug. Because it wasn't mentioned at all in the original description, and, you know, there's an argument that I probably should have stumbled across it in my testing, but really, it was one step further from the thing I was trying to fix. Yep. But, anyway, so I was working, so I wasn't really watching, but I was listening to him, and, the deck not only sounds very good, but it sounds fun as hell. To the point where I was briefly thinking, man, I should hit up Cody and be like, never mind, trade me. You be Pioneer. I want to play this noise in Standard. Though it does seem on Arena, he either couldn't find a Gray Merchant to save his life, or had all four in his hand within the first, like, 3 draw steps. There didn't seem to be much in between. But, the deck was sick. Now, of course, they were playing in Best of 1. The early access streamer event, I guess, is all Best of 1, no sideboards. So maybe it's not as good once your opponent gets the sideboard against you and, play an unmoored ego. But I don't know, the deck looks super fun, and it kind of makes me think that, I don't know, there may be enough tools from the new Theros combined with the old Theros to make Mono Black Devotion and Pioneer an actual thing. Because, basically, back in the day, now I didn't play much when Theros was in Standard, not when it was RTR Theros, which probably would have been when your Devotion decks did the best, because you had the hybrid mana symbols. Focus. So, I don't remember much Devotion back when Theros in the cons. Now, again, like I said, I came back to playing about a month before the RTR block rotated out. So I mostly played in cons with Theros, and cons power level was just insane. So it, some Theros cards still saw play, but not the Devotion style decks. There was the Erebos Whip deck, or Whip of Erebos deck. So some cards still saw play, but the Devotion strategies were kind of off by then. I think Mono Blue Devotion may have still been a thing. But I remember hearing about this Mono Black Devotion deck that was just the bee's knees. And so I'm kind of wondering, because this really seems pretty crazy. And maybe it's not good enough for Pioneer. It's like you don't see Teamer Energy run around Pioneer, and that deck was insane in Standard. So I don't know, but at this point I'm still planning on playing Chunkers in Philly. I have to go through my collection and see what I have and see what I need to buy, because there are some Eldraine cards in there, and our Eldraine stock is pretty mediocre because we did the pre-releases and that's about it. I have more than one Charming Prince, because MacGyver hooked me up with I think one or two that he pulled from pre-release, because everybody was talking about them being in humans, and sure enough, it does seem to be a thing, and I really have to update the humans list. Luckily, we won't be going to FNM this week, because there is no FNM this week. There's early pre-release and late pre-release on Friday, and just starting the new job and everything. Usually, the last time we did this, because the last one was, I think, the first one where we had, the early pre-release, late pre-release. I think I actually had a PTO day. I think it was, the first PTO day I had. I had accrued, because that contracting gig I got time off. This one I don't, but I make an insane amount of money, so it's fine. I got 1 day of PTO a month, and I think I just took the Friday off to run the pre-release. And there is scheduling flexibility here. They in fact told me I could work 4/10s instead of 5/8s. But the problem, most of the time, that would be great. But when husband travels, it would cause a real issue. And I don't know, maybe I should just talk to my boss and see if I could do that, except for when husband travels, and then let him know, because usually we know a little bit in advance. So let him know in advance when that's going to be a problem, and either work some hours from home those evenings, or just work the standard 5/8s those weeks. I don't know. Because the other thing is, I usually get to work by 8:15, around there somewhere between 8 and 8:30. So if I'm doing 10-hour days, that means I'm not leaving until between 6 and 6:30, and then cooking dinner is just not a thing that's going to happen. And in fact, even if I like stop to grab something on the way home, I'm, getting home around 7, sometimes after, and then feeding the kids, and then getting them off to bed. Just, I don't know. But in any case, I can work extra time through the week. In fact, if I have extra time through the week, I'm supposed to leave early on Friday to clear it out, because I'm hourly right now, so anything over 40, they have to pay me time and a half, which, my regular hourly rate is pretty crazy. So, anyway, none of you care about that. In the future, I might be able to, work something out where I just work 9-hour days the rest of the week and, leave at noon on Friday and be able to run the early event. But I didn't want to, ask for anything like that, having just started. So I'm not running the early event this time. I never do the late Friday one. And Boo has a dance on Friday anyway. So everything just kind of fell into place for this one. Saturday I'll be running the two-headed giant and the solo sealed in the evening. And then Sunday we may go in for the two-headed giant, or we may not. It's actually looking kind of like probably not, because I gotta have time to run all my errands and everything. I don't know, maybe I can put in a grocery order for pickup tomorrow. We're back on trying ordering groceries. Hopefully Peapod's done with their bullshit. Pro tip: if you have an online ordering system and there are currently issues that you're trying to figure out why they're happening and how to fix them, you should probably put some kind of banner on your website, especially if, say, you're a grocery ordering site. I don't know if I really got to talk about that, but right before Christmas, they really borked one up on us. Actually, I guess it was 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, because I put in the order, and I never really looked at my order confirmations before. You can bet I do now. But, I just checked the basic thing at the top, date and time, ordered for pickup. All right, pick up at this location. Cool. Great. And, I sent husband to pick it up, and he calls me, and he's like, they're saying they don't have an order under that name. I'm like, okay. So I forwarded him the email confirmation, and I searched my email and everything. Nope, didn't have a new email from them saying, oh, hey, sorry, we canceled your order because my parents had given us some grocery store gift cards when I lost my last job, just, make sure we were okay and everything. It was really nice. So it was in advance on our Christmas from them. It was pretty awesome of them. We did okay. My unemployment was enough to kind of keep us afloat. That with savings and just kind of pulling down the budget a little bit to get through. But, it was really nice of him. So I used these gift cards to order, and I thought, so I was looking for an email saying, hey, there was a problem with the gift cards and we can't process this order, whatever else. Nope, nothing. Turns out my pickup order somehow got canceled and scheduled for delivery. Well, husband does not like grocery delivery, because I guess their job description is that they're to bring it into the house, into the kitchen and everything. And with Sylvia, my super lovable but not very bright dog, the dog only knows how to make one sound, and it's angry. Even when Epidemic comes over, she barks and barks and barks like she's gonna maul him when he comes through the door. And as soon as he comes through the door, she jumps up and wants to give kisses and junk like that. But she's never bitten anybody. But she sounds angry, she scares pizza delivery people. So we don't want somebody traipsing through the house, especially making multiple trips, because we have a family of 5. Our grocery orders are pretty big. So we had tried delivery the first time we did the ordering service, and husband had to fight with the guy. He's like, please just put them on the stoop. I will carry it in. And he's like, but it's my job to take them in. And husband's like, I understand that, but seriously, it's just more hassle for me if you come through my house, because my dog will jump at you. She's not going to hurt you, but she will jump at you. She may knock you down because she's not smart. So please just carry the stuff over and put it on the stoop, and I will carry it in. And like, it was this big to do. So anyway, so we stopped ordering delivery and ordered pickup instead, because then they just load it in the back of the car and everybody's happy. And, you know, cheaper. So they canceled my order and rescheduled it for delivery. And husband's like, nope, not acceptable. We need this to be pickup. And then they're like, oh, we can't find you any pickup in your area, like any pickup slots left in your area this weekend, but we can schedule it for pickup next weekend. My husband's like, do you know how groceries work? Like, we can't wait a week for groceries. So they're like, fine, you can pick it up at 5 o'clock today. Our original pickup time was 11. I'm like, that's fine. And I look at the new order confirmation they sent me, and they had repeated my Thanksgiving order. So, like, all the special stuff I ordered specifically for Thanksgiving dinner is on this order. And I'm like, this is the wrong order. Anyway, so this is a big mess. I've now taken 20 minutes to tell you all about... Wow. No, my drive home is pretty fast. Sorry. I've taken, like, 10 minutes to tell you all about this mess. So it's a big mess, and then, like, trying to get refunded, and they're like, we'll put the money on your account, and I'm like, I don't want to order from you anymore because you messed my stuff all up. You're, like, not really taking any responsibility for it. Giant, the grocery store, played not it with us, and was like, here, you deal with this mess. Like, it was this whole big thing, like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And they're like, well, we can't give you more gift cards. And I'm like, well, you need to find a way to give my money back to me, because you messed our stuff up, and I have to go buy groceries, and of course, like, if this happened now, which is part of the reason I'm taking the risk on them again, it's not a big deal. If I have to wait for them to fix all the noise and the mess and get it cleaned up and everything, and just go manually grocery shop this week to give them time to deal with everything and wait for the funds to be put back, I can afford double grocery expense until it gets resolved. At that point, we were concerned about money, because I had lost my job and my unemployment was like less than half of what my paychecks were. So, it was kind of a big deal to have to buy groceries for a family of 5 twice while they figured out how to fix the first bungle. Anyway, so we stopped ordering for a few weeks, but god damn it if it isn't just super convenient to just order groceries and not have to worry about going out, especially because the grocery store changed their carts, so they're smaller now, so I have to take Sage with me if I have to go manually shop for everything, because we need 2 carts. Like, family of 5, man. Family of 5. I also, like, detest going to the grocery store, so I don't want to just make 2 trips. Anyway, so probably gonna end up not doing a pre-release on Sunday, because we're gonna have all the errands to get done. I'm gonna be stuck at shop all day Friday. Riggs wants to do some play testing. Hopefully Saturday night he can come into the shop, since we can't do Friday night. And I'll just drop from the sealed event. And as long as I'm still taking care of all the judgy things, I don't think boss is going to care that I'm no longer playing in it. And run playtesting with him. Otherwise, it's probably going to be next Friday. Might be both. I don't know, because I'm supposed to go grab a beer with Bane. Because, like, I totally owe that dude a beer. He's been an awesome reference for me, and I mean, honestly, he was one of the few people I worked with at my divorce employer that ever treated me like I wasn't a freaking idiot. Even though, like, there were times I had to ask him things that were, like, far beneath his level, and I could tell because he'd start answering, and he's like, you're still not picking up what I'm laying down, let's back up a little bit. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm dumb. And he's like, you're not dumb. You're a UI specialist, so I sometimes forget when we're talking about framework stuff, I gotta take you back a little further. But anyway, he always treated me with a lot of respect. He's been a great reference for me. You know, he's now been a reference for me for 2 jobs since leaving my divorce employer. And, yeah, so anyway, So I don't know if he's going to want to do Friday. And honestly, I'm not too opposed to missing next week either, because, well, that's not true. Like, we're going to do standard sealed if we get enough people. And modern, so I could still play modern. But anyway, I do want to get some testing in with rigs. Kind of hoping that in like the next 2-3 weeks I'm going to be able to get a new laptop, in which case I can run some moto testing with it. But like, I don't want to sign up for a card rental service right now when like the only time I would get to play on moto is if husband goes to bed early because he's not feeling well, or he's just, really tired, and I get to use his computer, and I don't want to waste a month of subscription and get to play like once, But we're also looking at possibly trying to replace Elsa before Philly, because if I can get... husband has a Mazda CX-5 we got, I think, last year. Holy stuff. I'm trying, see? I'm trying. That car is nice. And the neatest thing about it is it has onboard navigation, which in of itself, I don't really care. Personally, I do prefer Google Maps to his onboard navigation. And because it has the little screeny bit, there's no real good place to put a mount for my phone like I have here in Elsa. But there's a HUD display, and it's like just this little display that projects like right at the bottom of your line of sight on your windshield. And when you're using the onboard navigation, it displays your next navigation instruction, which is pretty skippy and would be really nice, even though this will be the third time in Philly, so I think I know the directions pretty well. Also, I would just worry about Elsa's reliability. Sorry, Elsa. But this poor car is cursed. Also, my registration's up at the end of March. I guess that's not a thing everywhere. Here in Pennsylvania, every year, well, you can get 2 years worth of registration now, but every year or two, I guess, you have to pay to tell the state that you still own this car, I guess. That. Like, I have to pay for my dog license every year too, to tell the state that, yes, I still have the dog. Never had to register my cat, though. But admittedly, dogs tend to cause more people damage when they get loose and bite somebody. So, a lot of exciting stuff coming up in the next couple weeks, but I really have to prioritize the laptop. Not just for like Moto and Arena, and possibly doing some streaming, because if I'm going to be playing anyway, y'all might as well come watch me and feel better about how you play Magic. But there's some programming stuff I want to experiment with. They're looking at updating the tech stack that they're using for this project I'm working on right now. And I think, based on some reading I've done, stuff that I've never really gotten to work with, unfortunately, because again, I don't have a personal machine that I can work on port. Man, by the time I gave up on her, it took Leah like 10 minutes to open Notepad. Like, not Notepad++, just basic plain text Notepad. But there's a particular piece of tech that I think their system would really benefit from. I want to get a chance to play with it and, build some knowledge base in it, so I can put together a solid proposal for using it. And try a little bit of quasi proof of concept. Like, I of course can't use any of their system functionality because their code is proprietary, but I can try to do similar things. And I think trying to build the mobile event management kind of sidekick where you'd have to push information to and from the WER, unfortunately. But I think the functionality of that system that I've been kind of sketching out in my head for a while is close enough that I can work on building that to basically see if I think it'll work as well for their system as what I'm thinking. Anyway, it's really rambly today, and I haven't actually talked about Magic at all. So yeah, I have to prioritize getting a new laptop so that I can do fun gaming stuff, but also do fun coding stuff. But yeah, pre-release this weekend. Super excited. I have very little idea of what's in the set, but y'all should be used to that by now. I don't look at the previews too close, because I've found when I used to really pour over the previews list before pre-release so I could have an idea going in, it creates a tunnel vision problem for me that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to build this deck. Oh, I got 3 of the 17 pieces I need. We're gonna try to force it, and I completely miss another deck. So I actually kind of like going into them a little more blind and without a preconceived oh yeah, I really want to try to, I hope I pull this card so I can build this synergy around it or whatever else. But I'm sure on Monday I'll talk all about our experiences at the pre-release. But, yeah, sorry for the light gaming content and more listening to me bitch about my grocery store woes. Oh man, there was a swear. Oh well. As always, if you made it this far with me, thank you very much for listening, and hopefully I'll talk to y'all on Friday.